My name is Tobias Thiel, and I'm working in Germany for the Protestant Academy, Saxony-Anhalt, we have a lot of Protestant academies throughout Germany. We're doing main civic education with adults and young people, and I'm working with young people or with people working with young people. So the organization at all, it's not only on digital work, and we have even colleagues that don't do a lot with digital work, but especially for the youth work, it was a strategical decision. I mean, I started here it's almost 20 years ago, and I came to the academy and I said, young people are part of this digital society. So they live in this kind of, now it's with smartphones and games, and we have to find opportunities to use this for digital youth work. And it was a decision from the beginning to find out and to have some tries also on making errors to find out how it can work and how can we use it for youth work and also what kind of apps or tools young people are using, and so they are used to work with that, and we can also use it for youth work. So I think it was from the beginning. And I think I had the impression from the beginning it's more interesting for young people. So I can attract some more people for this kind of youth work. But of course, also in this kind of digital youth work, you need to meet sometime. I mean, it's not just like you can't do youth work without meeting. It's not that you just can only meet online. Digital youth work doesn't mean to do everything in digital. That also means we need to meet in presence, to go to eat together, to talk, to have this kind of informal meetings. You can't do in the same way in a digital way. We use Minecraft since 2013, I think, in the academy for youth projects. Minecraft is a tool. I mean, it's for me it was a bit like Lego. So they have these kinds of blocks, and you can the interesting thing for educational work is that you can create almost everything out from that. So it's not a game. It's a video game. And it's used in Germany, I don't know the international numbers, but in Germany it's used still 20% of the young people say that's my favorite game. So the absolute favorite, and I know that almost 50% play this game. So if you work with that, with youngsters, half of the youngsters already played it once and know how to play it. And then you have this kind of blocks, completely different blocks, and you can build out houses, landscapes, industry, factories, or cars or transportation, whatever in that game. I mean, in the real game, it's a survival game, so you have to survive. But the interesting thing also you're in a landscape, in a world, and the first thing is to survive the first night. In the nights, there are monsters, there are dangerous creations coming and doing bad things, and you can survive either by fighting or by protecting yourself by house using or trapping in the ground or whatever. So you have different options, and there's nothing else to do than to survive. But for the educational work, we quite often use the creative mode. Then you have all the different blocks. So then it's like the big Lego box and never-ending Lego box. Maybe it's enough for the moment. I will show later some examples. And long time we used only Minecraft, and for some years we started to use Minetest, or now it's called Luanti. They just changed the name, so it's a bit difficult. I use both names now, but in the future it will be Luanti. We still use Minetest, which is an open game. It's really free, and you also can change everything. So that's interesting especially for educational institutions, because you don't have any costs and you can use it for your purposes. So the idea was maybe to show examples what young people would like to do on a personal level, but also on a society level, on a political level, and to show it in a game that they use. So we invited people, we make a competition, an open competition, so we can access without you don't need to contact us. You just go on the server, you play a mini game to get some information about climate change, and then you start creating your landscape, your city, with your proposals for the future for our climate. And it's an interesting way, because I don't know the people. I have no contact. It's really a competition, and then we just start to decide about what are good proposals. But most of the proposals are interesting, and and we reach like young people from 8 to 20. So and you may have this difference if you look on the proposals. I mean, you have a lot of young people just putting some solar panels and some windmills, and then it's fine. And you have, especially in the older group, you have like really people like, we said, just tell us 3 things we should do, and then there's not like 3 things, but it's like 3 topics. So you have energy, and then you could do this and this and this, and you have like agriculture, and we should change this and this and this. So it's really big landscape. You really can discover for several minutes and find new, and they also put some explanations, and you see that they really made it. And it's also interesting from the educational or from the learning point, because there's no teacher or even not instructor or people working with them. It's their learning process. So they can get information. We have a homepage and website where they can find information and they can check in the internet, but at the end it's their learning process. That's why we propose that they do it in groups, not just like one, but because the learning is better if they do it as like a 3-4 group and they're working together. But what I can see from the proposals, I mean, at the end you have this kind of virtual museum or virtual tour, so you can go through a landscape and you see what proposals they do, and they have made descriptions. You can notice that a lot of these groups really started to learn about climate change, to find new information, find ideas, and to create new ideas or to mix ideas together. So you see that's maybe this, in reality, we have like these 2 ideas and they try to make a new idea out of these old proposals, of these real proposals. So there you can see that there seemed to be a learning process, but I have no contact. My role as an instructor or as youth worker is to propose that world, to make this learning possible. So we start with we created a game at the beginning where they can discover by gaming, by playing. They can travel to New York in 2050. It's possible that in 2050 New York has a big problem with the high water, because New York is in a swamp. So if the sea level is rising, it could go quite fast. That New York is really sinking in the swamp. So they need to do something, and if we don't do anything, it's possible. And they can travel to in Germany to some regions where you have like desert in 2100. Because you don't have enough rain in summer, and it's not so. And they can make like these experiences and find out, and then they can, on our website, they can find some proposals how they can change, what we can do, either in stopping or slowing the climate change, as well as in how to protect people in the climate change. We propose this, and then they get an area in the game, and the task, make some kind of like virtual museum or virtual tour. So different topics that are concerned, that are linked with climate change. So I propose this kind of how should be the presentation, and what could be the topics, and then they are free to learn and to present and to do, and they do it in the game. So they're doing in some kind of playing and gaming, but at the same time it's also making a presentation. So and at the end, the best presentation will get some money. So there's the interest by getting, I mean, it's like 50 euros, not that much, but if for young people it's some money. So they taking part of this competition of the best presentation in the game, but of the topic what to do against the climate change. I think the word facilitators, it's quite good here in this point. So it's really like facilitating, opens the space. I think the other question is, how could someone reuse the project or the ideas of the project? I mean, I think it's quite easy. Yeah? The easiest way is to find a group of young people that are already in the game, and to work with them together. And you don't need to know anything about the game. Just say, okay. And then you have an idea like we did with the climate change, but you can also talk about participation and whatever, and to take one of the local questions, how to organize transportation. And then you can ask young people to make, like we did, like to make this framework in the game. They can create this in the game. And the framework is the basis for the other young people to take part. And you can open this so if they take the part of transportation, they can propose different kinds of transportation. And then the topic can reach from, I want to have the right to use a car from 10, because we need it in rural areas that I can go yearly by car because there's nothing else, or to the point that they have public transportation, some kind quite new ways, whatever. And as facilitator, your role is more, I would do it, I did it quite often like this, that I take a group of young people, these are my experts for the game. I have an idea what to talk about, what is the question for you first. So I work with that group, I talk with that group, and then they are creating the framework in the game. That's the easiest way. But if you don't have this group of youngsters, with Minetest, it's free. Yeah, you can find free servers. You can add your own server. You can do it on our server, and then you can just start in the game because everybody can download it, can start. You don't need to pay. It just doesn't work on iOS. Sorry, it's a problem with Apple. It's too expensive for a free enterprise to go to the App Store. In all the other systems, you can use it. So it's really easy to use, and you just start and try out, and you will find a lot of examples in the world. I mean, it's not just we are using in Germany. In France, there's a big group of Minetest users, also in educational work. You can contact me. So it's really easy to start, and you can be sure that young people really fast knows how to use it, or even already knows how to use it. So if you don't feel comfortable with the game, I'm still not. It's still difficult for me to play it. But that's fine, because then young people say, okay, we can't see how you go through the game, we do it. And that's exactly what I want, because then they are going to present, they are going to create, and that's what I like that they do. I would make the difference between, Minecraft already is not that difficult for the computers. Every normal computer you can play it, but if you use Minetest, which is the free version, it's even less. You can really use old technology, old computers, and it doesn't need a lot of power. And you can also do it on the smartphones, on tablets, on all tablets. So you're really free you don't need a lot of stuff. What is important is you need one device for each person. It's really Minetest. They are creating so fast. It's really like I do the block there, and there's the first wall, and then the house is ready. Yeah, it's really like if you have some bit advanced youngsters, they will create a castle in an hour or maybe 2 hours, but with a big castle with everything. So you really need one device, because it's not like other games you can work together on one device, but you can discuss. But in Minecraft, it's created so fast they won't discuss. You will have one sitting and the other is just sitting beneath. So that's maybe the only condition I would propose. But if not, I will use very old computers here for our project. Actually, I told you, it's a free world, and you can create everything, so you can use it for everything. Topic doesn't matter. It's a question of your imagination. So I proposed it once with teachers, and they had ideas for almost all subjects, so it makes no difference. What we did a lot of was like about political system. We make 5 days of camp with tents, and then we had one room where the computers stand, and then they were creating the Federal Office of Federal Ministry of Environment. And then they created, and they were thinking 2 days what could it be, and then we went to the ministry to some responsibles, and then it was like I always ask the politicians that the young people are going to present first in Minecraft what are their ideas about this institution. And then you had this situation that you noticed that the politicians are as afraid as the young people, because they didn't know what is Minecraft and what could be the presentation, and the young people are afraid of this kind of political system, but it was the best condition to talk on the same level, to find really to talk. So for this kind of Ministry of Environment, the young people thought that there have to be a lot of biological agriculture around the ministry, and they really went once around. Oh, that's very small here. They won't have any agriculture here, and they presented this to some of the responsibles in the ministry, and then the minister, the politician explained that the topic is right, but they are not doing it itself, but founding others to do it. So it's clear that they can't have it there. So that's we can talk about politics. We also had this kind of participation process on local level, and there was one. It was really like, and you can do it also with people that are not that well educated. So it was with a group of people that didn't reach the exam, so they had no exam at the age of 16 or 17, not anything to leave school, so they had to be at school but without any exam. And there was one guy doesn't talk at all in the group, and he even had any experience with Minecraft or anything, but he started to put block by block, and it was easy to learn for him, and so he learned using computer. He was not that able to use computer before, and then after a while he was able to present a football stadium he created for his village in the group, and at the end he presented this kind of football stadium in a big meeting with the mayor and the responsible for the district. And he told that the best for him would be that in his village is a football stadium and big clubs are coming there, international football matches, but he knows that that's not that possible, but it would be nice that they would have better goals in better football places in the village. So at the end he explained what are the problems with the concrete football place they had in the village and what they should change there. And he was able to talk, he was able to present, he was able, before he learned how to do it in the computer, he had a lot of learning in just like in some days. I don't know, it was even not a week at all. So, and that's the chances you have with using computer or using this kind of game-based learning, just to describe some of the advantages. And really the topic is, I have a lot of ideas for any topics. So at the end, there was, we got an award, we got a prize for one of 3 prizes for political education or civic education in Germany on federal level. So that's a quite good award. You can get it every second year, and they recognize that this is an innovative way to address new youngsters, other people, and also this kind of self-learning were recognized by the jury. So it was good because now we can start again with a new competition in this year, and we can say, okay, we got this award, and hope to get even more people by using the award as a sign of our quality. So this just one application of a group of youngsters. So just by chance, it's one of the winners, but this is the winners of the middle level. So we have 3 levels for the competition, and this is the level of the people that are motivated but not yet, or not they describe it as a more or less professional on Minecraft, but not on the level of experts. And then you see they have they have a starting point. So they make a tour. We have a tour. You can now, me as the visitor, I can just go in this Minecraft world or Minetest world in this case, and I find the starting point, and then I just follow the signs and get some explanations what they would do for or against the climate change. So this is bicycles, because the CO2 level is less than with cars. And then you go further on, and it's check what you can find more. It's, although they have a farm and they use so it's an ecological farm, and they explain how it works at the end. So you could go in the house now. I don't do it if you and you can follow. I think they also have, or we can check the house. So I think this house was created by wood because it's wood is it's better for constructing and for ecological level, and it's saving CO2 also. And I think they have also. We can try to fly. And we can get an overview over the whole. They have this kind of house in the windmill. It's in the same time for energy and to create food and whatever. And they think in some of the trees they also have a hidden house to live in, because living in the nature is even better. So just to get one idea about one application. You can see it, and we have, like, for the last competition we got like 51 applications from like 133 young people, and but if you see all this plots here, you can see that there are a lot more. So not all the groups that are working on the topic made an application at the end. So you can see another one here, and you see this kinds of plots they create. There will still have a drum here, over there,